I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you want to taste me, you can try me. If you want to hate bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going atheist, you can fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you want to taste me, you can fucking try me. If you want to hate, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win,
Football is a game of opportunity and chances. And very seldom in my entire life, have I ever witnessed a team like the Baltimore Ravens, in the circumstances they were in, gifted opportunity time and time again. Welcome to the inaugural Real Take Flock Talk. I don't care what you do on this stream in the comments. Honestly, do what you want. Hell, I'll even open it up so anyone can comment whatever the hell you want. Just don't be hurtful to anyone else. And if you are, F you, you'll get banned. I am not in the mood to muck around. What in the hell was that? All right. This is not me trying to play it up. This is not me trying to do nothing. Genuine reaction to that game. We had a chance in a game that everybody had ruled us out of. Playing the type of football that the Baltimore Ravens needed to play. We were playing perfect by the standards of what we had on the field in Tyler Huntley, God bless his soul, and everything else. We were playing Baltimore Ravens football. And we still found a way to blow it. AJ Clark, I see you in the chat. Not Tyler Huntley reaching 2 yards. That's a John Harbaugh, Greg Roman thing. You know what? It's easy. It's easy to blame Tyler Huntley for that. And you know what? He does deserve part of the blame. He should have gone low. That should not have been the call. A quarterback sneak 2 yards out from the goal line should not have been the call. Not when you have a 300-pound fullback in Patrick Ricard. Not when you have the best downhill runner in football in Gus Edwards. That shouldn't have even crossed your mind from 2 yards out. And that was a long two, my friend. From 2 yards out, the idea of Greg Roman calling a quarterback sneak from 2 yards out. Not a quarterback draw, not a quarterback power. Those are different plays, my people. A quarterback sneak, though? Utterly, can't say that word. It's demoral. That play was demoral. Like, here's the thing. I am not one of those people who usually gets haunted by one or two plays on during a game or whatever. Even when the playoffs, the way when the Ravens have had bad playoff losses, I have not been like, oh man, this play is really gonna haunt me. That play, that fumble return is going to haunt me for every waking minute for the rest of my life. It is, and I know it's just football, but man, I have not felt as demoralized as I felt when that play happened. Okay. Let's start at the beginning. There's a lot to talk about. Ravens blew it. Ravens lost 24-17, eliminated from the playoffs. We made it a game because we are the Baltimore Ravens. I knew our defense was going to keep us in that game, and they did. Our defense and honestly, Mike McDonald deserve a lot of credit. The game plan that they put out there worked. The game plan on defense worked. It 100% worked. AJ Clark said, did Harbs fumble the ball? Yes, he did. Harbaugh and Greg Roman were complicit in fumbling that football. You cannot convince me otherwise. You don't call that play. You just ran it with Gus Edwards 2 yards the play before. It's second down and goal. Run it again. You have a 300-pound fullback in Patrick Ricard, a perennial all-pro fullback in Patrick Ricard. There is no excuse for that play call. Does Tyler Huntley deserve some blame? 100% sure. However, Tyler Huntley was also out there making plays the entire night. Plays that he had no business making. It was a given. An injured Tyler Huntley, who is not a starting quarterback, was going to make some mistakes. He did with the interception, and he did with the fumble. But let's not forget who called that play. That was the wrong play call. Everyone knows it. You run it up the gut, and you see what happens. Worst case, you could have had a Justin Tucker field goal. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, though. AJ Clark, you think they called him to jump over the top? No, they didn't. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter. That should not. A QB sneak from 2 yards out should not have been the call. That was a wrong call. It was a bogus, stupid call. Never should have happened. Secondly, and here's the bigger reason why I place the blame on John Harbaugh. I have let a lot of John Harbaugh's misgivings and mistakes go over the years, right? I could go back to one of the biggest blunders in Ravens history. Billy Cundiff, 34 yards out in the AFC title game against the Patriots. We all remember that Billy Cundiff missed that field goal, correct? What we don't remember is the fact that John Harbaugh ran his kicker out with 10 seconds to go. They were rushed on that field goal with 10 seconds to go. Having timeouts, refused to call a timeout to get his team set. Refused to call a timeout to get his team set. That is one of the biggest ones. And that, honestly, it doesn't get talked about, and it didn't get talked about as much as it probably should have, because all the emphasis was on, Billy missed the kick. Billy missed the kick. John Harbaugh, had he taken the timeout and not rushed his kicker out there, who knows what the results could have been, because Cundiff was money that year. In this game, John Harbaugh, with a minute remaining and 2 timeouts, let the clock run for 30 seconds, allowed his team, with his backup quarterback in there, to just sit there, huddle up. That is not a Tyler Huntley thing. That is not even a Greg Roman thing, because that's just the offense. That is just what the offense is without Lamar Jackson, without your starting quarterback. They're going to be behind the ball, especially when Tyler Huntley has not practiced all week. That's just what it is. As a head coach, it is your job to make sure you manage the clock. As a head coach, it's your job to make sure that you put your players in the best possible scenario for success. And Harbaugh let 30 seconds go wasted. 30 seconds where we could have had opportunities to run the ball. You could have ran the ball a few times. There's so much that you took away from your offense in those moments. We can blame Tyler Huntley till we're blue in the face, but let's not forget, we're not in that game offensively without Tyler Huntley. And it's something we're all going to forget, and it's very easy to, but Tyler Huntley played his ass off. And I commend him for that. This was not because of Tyler Huntley. I put a lot of the blame on coaching. It's a given. Greg Roman should not be back as the offensive coordinator next year. Like, the only scenario where I see Greg Roman being back is if Lamar says, I will sign this contract if Greg Roman remains my offensive coordinator. That is if I'm the Ravens, that's the only scenario where I even entertain that idea. Otherwise, boom, bye. See you later. Wishing I never heard from you. Done. Harbaugh. The management in that last minute, the clock management or lack thereof. Cincy, hello, congratulations. Also, F you. The clock. I love you. As a friend. The clock management in that final minute was absolutely abysmal. Mortifyingly abysmal. I was mortified as a fan watching my coach sit there with his arms crossed, having 2 timeouts with his offense. We started that drive at the 40-yard line, the Bengals 40. We only had to drive down 40 yards in 2 minutes. And we were doing it. We had our pace going. Call a timeout. Let the offense get set. Let them get in their rhythm. Let them get the play call. Let them understand. But no. Let's let the clock run out because reasons. I can't wait to hear the excuse here. Let me even see. I'm sure that Harbaugh is gonna have some sort of excuse here, and I love John Harbaugh. Do not get me wrong. I love John Harbaugh. He has helped bring a Super Bowl here. That doesn't mean I can't be critical of the head coach. It's my job to be critical of the head coach. It's my prerogative to be critical of the head coach. Guys, by the way, if you're just joining us, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, whatever. Clarion in the chat says, not even a shot to the end zone. Not until the last play, which, hey, say what you want about Tyler Huntley and that fumble. The dude gave us a chance at the end. He got that. I didn't even think he was going to get that ball off. He did, and we had a shot at the end. We had a shot, whatever. Lamar is not gone. No, that is I put out a video like a week and a half ago talking about this. Lamar Jackson is not gone, and it looks like John Harbaugh did do a press conference or did already have his press conference. I'll actually pull this up so I can hear and you guys can also hear the utter poppycock that is probably coming out of Harbaugh's mouth right now. Let me actually see if I can pull this up. If I get copyrighted, I really don't care right now. This is not even for money. This is not even for anything, not even for clout. Although if you want to hit that like button and subscribe, sure, go ahead. Nah, bro. Nah, fam. This is bigger than that. This is about the future of this godforsaken team. Like, I am just mortified. All right, here we go. I think we got something here. So, this is John Harbaugh. I have not heard a lick of this. I can't wait to hear what his excuses are going to be for not calling a timeout. And if you're a member of the Ravens media and you're there, you better ask him. You better ask him. Let's see. Oh, no. Oh, I just realized why that's the thing. 1 second. Let me fix that. Yeah, no, I need to know, John. What made you think?
We played a winning football game in many, many ways.
Okay, the players played a winning football game. Great.
Threw the ball well, played outstanding defense, got the turnover. Difference was the 2 turnovers, obviously. That hurt us.
Why is this so low?
Really big one. But both led to scores. And that was probably the story.
Why is this so low?
The other story is our guys.
Why is the audio on this is like
our guys, Tyler Huntley,
so freaking low?
The way he played, I think, coming off the shoulder and the wrist injuries and fighting his way back onto the field and just giving it everything he had, and that kind of a performance. Mark Andrews, coming up and just making play after play in the passing game. Offensive line, the way they blocked. J.K. and Gus, the way they ran. And then to the defense, I thought our defense was just all over the field, played great football. So the key is we didn't win the game. We're disappointed in that, but I've got nothing but admiration for our guys. I'm very proud of
Okay, you have admiration. Great.
All right, what questions you have?
Can someone please ask this man a question.
Third and goal with Tyler. Was there any thoughts, any discussions before that play of maybe giving it to Gus or putting J.K. in there and giving it to them instead?
Sure. You decide whether you're going to hand it off, take it off the line and hand it back in the backfield, or whether you want a quarterback sneak it. We felt we had a good call. It's a push sneak play.
So it was a push sneak play, but we ran it like it was an over the top.
Tyler went over the top. That's a Burrow play. He's got to go low on that. That's the way the play's designed. So That was 2 to get it. You take it off the line of scrimmage, there's a chance. You might score, but there's a chance they get you in the backfield. Now it's hard to get it on 4th down. So 2 to get it there from inside the 1. We felt like that was the best call. We just didn't execute right. How you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, it's all smiles, right? All smiles.
When you look back on it, I mean, I know you got to look at some of the tape, but that drive, it seemed like, and in the fourth quarter, you guys kind of ran out of time. The final drive there in the fourth quarter, when J.K. caught that ball and got down there, you had about 30 seconds left. Then you huddled. You wish you kind of picked up the pace there?
Yeah, the idea there was to save the timeouts for the red zone. I think the thing that killed us was the holding penalty.
Save the timeouts for the red zone.
And the idea was we got time.
You
We
didn't get
want
to
to
the
keep
red
those
zone.
timeouts to throw the ball. So
I love
we
you,
try
John
to pop
Harbaugh.
a run
Don't
there.
get it
We're going
twisted.
to call a
I love
timeout
you.
after that.
Thank you
and
for
then
getting
we
us to the
we
Super
still
Bowl.
have run
And
pass options. So
you might still be the head
we didn't
coach,
want to
but
give the ball. We wanted to score
frustrating.
without giving the ball back. We think we're going to be in the red zone. We think it's going to be just a certain number of plays, and it's going to work right down to the end of the game, rather than maybe you score with 30, 35 seconds. You give a chance
Clarence
to
King,
kick
you're
a
right.
field
Poor
goal at the end.
clock
I think
management
we played
at the
it
end.
right. It didn't work out in the sense that after that we had incomplete passes, so you're not going to have a chance to call them. If you complete the passes, you get the ball back in the red zone, you call the timeout. So I think it's, from an elementary level, you could say, they should have called the timeouts, but we had the timeouts worked out right.
Yeah, no, you didn't. No, from an elementary level, no, you didn't. I'm sorry. I love you, John, but no, you didn't.
What changed? They had some success early. What changed defensively for you guys to really help keep you there as well?
Well, I don't think anything changed. I think we played really good defense the whole game. We got a couple
that part I
sacks.
agree
That was
on.
big.
We did play
down.
defense the entire
Forced them to hold
game
the ball,
very
good
well.
Coverage.
Like
it's that kind of an offense, and
surprisingly
sometimes
well.
the ball comes out. They hit a couple.
Actually, not that
deep outs
surprisingly
on the
well.
drive before that, and one right before that you talked about.
The bigger surprise was that we contained.
I just think it's just
we contained Jamar Chase.
We played great defense really the whole game. They're going to make a few plays here and there, but
guys, by the way, hit that
proud
like
of those
button,
guys.
subscribe, and all that jazz.
What did you say to the team in the locker room right after? I mean, what was kind of the tone of that?
It was just what I just said. I mean, I'm proud of these guys. We played a great football game, and
They did.
We had a couple plays that we should have executed better. I guess. Obviously, it's turnovers. In the end, is the thing that gets you. But it's hard to play a perfect game in this kind of an environment. I think obviously the biggest play is the quarterback sneak. I mean, that's the play that turns the game. That's a 10 at least point swing, maybe a 14-point
14-point swing.
Get it, at least
It's
a
a
14-point
swing.
So that's just what it is. What it is.
Did you feel? I don't know, feel bad for is the right way to put it. Maybe did it strike you as cruel that Tyler had played such a great game and then that play happens the way that it did? I mean,
Of course, it's cruel.
No, I wouldn't use that term.
John, was it? I think J.K. had the touchdown catch in the first half, but was the preference to have Gus on some of those red zone runs as opposed to him? Just because of
Both those guys can really run all the plays. I mean, Gus is a downhill physical
Okay,
guy.
we have
He's got a
anything
chance
else
to
of
slam it into the
importance here from John?
Why was this guy in the game instead of that guy? Or why'd you quarterback? People can say what they want about our team. If they don't think we're a good team, then I don't think they're paying attention. So,
No, they're a great team.
You pay attention, you know what kind of football team this is.
A bad
If
team
you
would
win the
have
game,
folded
then you prove it. We didn't win the
in this
so
game and wouldn't have made it
they
a
continue
game.
to say what they want, but nobody in our locker room cares what anybody thinks outside of our locker room. So people that know
Fair.
football watch the game. They know we got a heck of a football team. The playoffs, you win, you lose based on a couple plays going your way or not going your way. That's just how it always works. So we're disappointed with that, but still proud of these guys. I mean, I love the way these guys play. I love these guys. How could you not? How could you not love these guys and how they fight through adversity and how they come out and compete? I mean, just put the tape on. If you want to watch a team that plays hard and is physical and loves football and plays the game the way it's supposed to be played, ask anybody around the league. Teams that have to play us what they think of these guys. So that's what I care about.
John, last one here. Is it disappointing then to not have the fight and the chemistry and the love that this locker room has be rewarded with another game, another week to be together?
Of course it is. That's what you want. You want to be back. You want to be back in the practice field next week. So that's the toughest part.
thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks.
Well, that was John Harbaugh. He said that the idea of not calling those timeouts at the end of the game was to keep him for the red zone. I disagree. I disagree. I think you have to get to the red zone first, and that's I fundamentally disagree with John on that. And he's right. He is right about this. No one outside of that locker room should really care what anyone outside of that locker room thinks. He's 100% right about that. That being said, I got a voice, got a platform. I'm going to talk. This is not me saying, by the way, that John Harbaugh should be fired. This is not me saying that he should be, like whatever. But I think it would behoove the Ravens and behoove John Harbaugh to seriously take a look at what has gone right and wrong as far as clock management and game management this year. Because it's been off all year. Like, that is undoubtable. It has been off all year long. And we can blame moments, we can blame gutsiness, analytics, everything we want to blame it on. At the end of the day, someone makes that call. Someone makes that decision to call a timeout or not call a timeout. And it's 9 out of 10, actually 10 out of 10 times, it's John Harbaugh. And I have never been one of those people, because there's a lot of people who after like every single game are like, "Oh, fire John Harbaugh." All the people on Facebook, right? All those people who love to post on Facebook during the game. Damn, the Ravens gotta fire John Harbaugh. I'm not one of those people, and I never have been. This is the first time where I'm genuinely like, let's see. I think I love John, but he's on the hot seat. He's done a great job coaching. I don't know though if it's what this team needs. That's kind of where I am. Again, I'm not saying they should fire him, but I think they got to look at something. And I'll be honest, if they can get Jim, love John, but if they can get Jim Harbaugh, why wouldn't you? We got Cincy in the chat saying, "Great game. My heart was at 138 for 2 minutes." My heart was at that for like the entire game. Cincy also says, "Sam Himbird." Yeah, no, that's a good one. Uncle in the chat says, "I was nervous until he started letting the clock run." Yeah, you know what? That's when I was like, that's when I, in my heart, was just like, oh, well, I guess we just gave up then. My good friend Ryan, who I was texting throughout the game, thank you for joining, Ryan, says, all the babble aside, I thought it was admirable the way he admitted the fault of the QB sneak without throwing his backup quarterback under the bus. I disagree. I think he actually did throw the QB under the bus. If you didn't want to throw your quarterback under the bus, here's what you do. You say, maybe we should have gone another way. That's probably what you should have done. Not say, well, Tyler wasn't supposed to do this, and had he done it right, nah, man. I'm obviously not happy with John Harbaugh. Don't fire him. But I'm just... The clock management got me. And I noted the Billy Cundiff thing earlier. It's actually apt that Billy Cundiff's name is Billy, because he was kind of the scapegoat of that game. But everyone forgets John Harbaugh's bad clock management there. And for a very long time, that has been a John Harbaugh thing, hasn't it? Poor clock management. For someone who's been in the league, who's been noted as one of the better head coaches in the NFL, one of the best in NFL history, Harbaugh really knows how to not manage a clock, or doesn't struggles with managing basic levels of the clock. I don't care about getting down in the red zone, man. You had 2 timeouts. You could have used one of them instead of burning 35 seconds in the final minute of the game. 35 seconds. Do you know how much that restricts your offense? Enough that we ended up losing the game. God bless Tyler Huntley. A lot of Ravens fans are going to crap on him for that fumble. And you know what? He deserves some criticism for it. But God bless Tyler Huntley for even making it a question at the end on that last play. I had zero faith that he was going to get that play off and get it to the end zone. Not only did he get to the end zone, it tipped right out of the hands of James Prochet. And God bless Brochet for being there. He had a shot at it, just couldn't haul it in. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we all know the fact of the matter is Lamar Jackson plays this game, the Ravens don't lose. And I'm not saying Lamar Jackson now. I'm talking about a healthy Lamar Jackson. If a healthy Lamar Jackson played this game, the Raven would win. If we had, and God bless him again, I don't like throwing players under the bus because, you know, it's unfair. It's really unfair of me, someone who doesn't play football, to do that. But God bless Anthony Brown. But had he started this game, we wouldn't. It would not be a question. We'd lose this game. Tyler Huntley was good enough for us to potentially win this game, as he showed. It was just that like, and look, football is more than one play, all that jazz. But the two things that really damned the Ravens, and I'm gonna repeat it till I'm blue in the face, till many of you are blue in the face and sick of listening to me. Fumble returned, obviously. That was one of those plays that will haunt me, genuinely haunt me for a while. And on the other side, the poor clock management. Two things that killed the Ravens. Otherwise, they were in this game. Otherwise, they probably could have won this game. Now we'll never know because we lost. And there are a lot of people who now are going to put all the blame on Lamar. Lamar should have played. All this stupid stuff that I addressed in a video that I posted last week. Go check it out in the archives. Lamar Jackson is not holding out because of a contract, guys. It has nothing to do with that. And if you want to believe that reporter from the Baltimore Sun, whose name I'm not gonna mention because I don't want to give him any sort of credibility, because he's been wrong. He has just been fundamentally wrong on everything he's said about the story, because he's the one who has said that, oh, this all stems from a contract. There's animosity between the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, when Lamar has been saying the opposite the entire time. If you look at his Twitter, what's he talking about? He's retweeting stuff saying that this is not about a contract. He's legitimately injured. And Michael Vick, one of the greatest running quarterbacks of all time, Michael Vick, earlier today, went out there and said Lamar Jackson, he went on national TV and said Lamar Jackson should put on a brace it up, and just play. God bless him. But that is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. If your knee is not stable, if your ligaments are not stable, if you're not feeling 100%, or not even close to 100%, and you're Lamar Jackson and you got swelling in your leg, and you're just not able to play, the last thing any former player should be telling you is to go out there. If anything, you would expect former players who were running quarterbacks, who dealt with similar injuries, would tell you, take care of yourself. It's a sprint, not a marathon. If your knee is fundamentally not stable, then whatever. Clarence says, I don't think he wrote that Twitter statement. We can think what we want. One thing we know, all the bullshit crap that's been coming out of the Baltimore Sun's sports department, all that bullcrap has been disproven time and time again. It's a lie. It's a lie. In my opinion. No, for a fact. It's a lie, guys. It's media spin. All right? It's media spin. Breaking news. ESPN, FS1, all these networks love stories. They love to tell stories. Even when there's nothing there, they love to pry in, take things out of context, and just make stuff up to fill airtime. The ESPN's got like a solid 16 hours a day to fill. FS1 has got significantly less because nobody really watches that crap. But they got airtime to fill. They're like, all right, cool. Here are 5 topics of the day. All right, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Okay, let's erase Patrick Mahomes out. Brock Purdy, yeah, that'll be nice. Tom Brady, is he retiring again? We don't know. Oh, let's spend another hour talking about whether or not Tom Brady's going to retire instead of talking about the damn game. And that's the thing. That's the spin. They love to make stuff up and just continue a false narrative. Like, even on the broadcast, man, they were saying, I forgot who it was. It was someone on the pregame. It might have been Tony Dungy. Forgive me if it wasn't. But someone on the pregame was saying, like there is, like, if you talk to Lamar Jackson, and if you know Lamar Jackson, it has nothing to do with the contract. Because if he was healthy enough to be out there, he'd be out there. And that's what everyone said. That's what Harbaugh has said. That's what Lamar has said. That's what everyone has said. But everyone has their head up their you-know-whats because they gotta keep spinning. Because that's what's going to... Tomorrow, Stephen A. Smith is going to come out there, and in between his not unfunny takes between, mocking Michael Irvin, being like, oh, them Cowboys, they're not going to look good. How about them Cowboys? In between all that, he's going to be like, well, Lamar Jackson has played his final game as a member of the Baltimore Ravens. I promise you he's going to say some crap like that. and people are going to talk about it. Yeah, and the Twitter's going to be buzzing about it. And the number one trend in on NFL Twitter is going to be, oh, Lamar Jackson leaving, all caps, the Ravens. And we're just going to sit here, like 9 months from now, right? We're going to sit here 9 months from now. Lamar's at least going to be playing on a franchise tag. And he's going to be out there on the field. And they're probably going to keep spinning until he gets a contract. And then when he gets a contract, it's going to be, oh, the Baltimore Ravens are set now. They're really set now. Because that's what it is. My fidget spinner or whatever just fell, but it's what it is. It's media spin. It's a funny story. You know what it is? It's a fun little story. This whole Lamar Jackson contract thing. People... And notice how, like, they turned it around, right? Because originally, the issue that the media had was not that Lamar Jackson, the issue was not that the Ravens aren't giving Lamar Jackson the money they want. The issue was, well, Lamar is really hurting himself because he's negotiating his own contract. And he's his own agent. And that's not normal. And he's hurting himself. And he's making the wrong decision. And Lamar Jackson's dumb for doing this. And then, I don't know when exactly this became the thing. But suddenly, it seems like overnight, it became, well, Lamar Jackson is smart for not playing. Now he's smart. He was dumb first. Now he's smart for not playing because of a contract thing. And it always comes back to the contract. Even though his teammate Roquan Smith just negotiated his contract without an agent by himself and got a $100 million 5-year contract. And I'm supposed to believe Lamar Jackson isn't capable of doing that on his own, given the fact that he's won a league MVP, given the fact that he's led the league in touchdowns, and he led the league in touchdowns throwing to Seth Roberts, God bless his soul, Marquise Hollywood Brown, God bless his soul, and a string of wide receivers that all suck. Sean in the chat says, okay, I get it, but where was Lamar? Didn't see him at the game. Where's the support of your second-string quarterback? My G, he's rehabbing. This is the other thing. No disrespect to anyone in the chat, but this is the other thing. Maybe I know where he was. You know where he probably was? At home. Watching the game. That's probably where he was. You know why? Because when you're injured, because if, don't get me mad, man. Don't get me mad. When you're injured, guys, you go to rehab. Odds are Lamar Jackson, win, lose, draw, he's going to rehab because at the end of the day, that needs to get right. You know what people refrain from when they're rehabbing injuries or surgeries or things like that? You know what they're doing? Or you know what they're not doing? They're not traveling. Usually, your doctor will advise you, hey, don't travel. Lamar's been at home games. You know why? Because he lives in the area. He hasn't been at away games. You know why? Because it's probably not a good idea for him to put that fatigue on his injury and re-aggravate that injury, because travel does fatigue you. When you're sitting down on a plane in that position for that long of a time, it fatigues you. For whatever reason, you're moving around too much when you're not supposed to be doing. Just saying. Y'all can be mad. Y'all cannot believe it. I don't really give a crap. Facts are facts, and they don't care about your feelings. Anyway. But that's like he hasn't been at away games, so like I don't buy that. I don't buy that load of baloney that Lamar Jackson, look, he chose not to be here. Boom boom boom. Do. I'm gonna post on Facebook and tell everyone my shitty opinion about the Baltimore Ravens. Do. That's not picking on anyone in the chat. I'm just sick of people posting on Facebook in general. But no, look. I don't think it has anything to do with that. He's supporting him. He's retweeting stuff about Snoop on Twitter like right now. Like don't get it twisted, guys. They're as close can be. John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson are as close can be. It's not like a thing. If you watch Raven sound effects, you can see it. You can hear it for yourself. Lamar and Harbaugh get along great. But again, if you don't believe me, I don't care. It's football. What else do I want to rant about? 'Cause this is not even a real take flock talk. I intended this to be like an actual like ongoing series throughout the year. This is just mainly like me ranting at this point about this team in this year. But look, the whole Lamar contract thing has all been media spin. It has all been media spin, guys. Clarence in the chat agrees and says, I want Lamar here, but not all guaranteed. Oh, no. Oh, okay. This is where I disagree with a lot of Ravens fans. The market dictates that Lamar Jackson gets a fully guaranteed $300 million contract. And I can be foolish for that, and y'all can think I'm foolish for that. Number one, that ain't my money. That's Steve Bisciotti's money. He's got plenty of it. He can give Lamar Jackson $300 million fully guaranteed. All right? Number two, more importantly, it's what he's earned. Whether we like it or not, right? Whether we like it or not, the market dictates Lamar Jackson is worth $300 million fully guaranteed. If the Ravens don't pay it to him, someone else will. And the bigger thing with that is he has outplayed the person who has the biggest contract in the NFL right now. And Redacted, who plays for the Cleveland Browns, F him, because I'm not going to say his name wrong here right now. But Redacted got paid $240 coming off a year where he didn't play because of reasons. And if I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm supposed to sit here and say, well, you can get $200. You can get $220. You can get $225. And I'm just supposed to be like, haha, yay, let's go. No. He has every right to. That's his thing. And I think, look, you literally put your body on the line every week, right? As a quarterback or as a football player. Get your bag. Honestly, get your bag and go. We found out how frail those we really found out how frail things could be, right? When obviously what happened to DeMar Hamlin happened. I mean, and I'm kind of mad that the conversation from that. I mean, there are a lot of good things that came out of that, like his foundation and all that, and the Chasing M Foundation has raised something crazy like $9 million, which is amazing. What I'm upset about with that is we never had the conversation coming out of it of fully guaranteed contracts for NFL players. If there is no DeMar Hamlin should have been should be the catalyst for that. Like that play should be the catalyst for making sure if NBA players, respectfully to NBA players, because they also earn it, if NBA players can get fully guaranteed money, fully guaranteed contracts, I think everyone should in the NFL as well. Clarence in the chat says he gets paid on future play too. Wish Lamar Jackson was a little better passer though. He's one of the best passers in the NFL statistically. I don't know what you guys want. He's statistically one of the best passers from the pocket in the NFL. It's just what it is. I mean, I get into these arguments all the time, and again, I love you guys in the chat. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it wrong. it's just one of those things where it's just like I just don't agree. We got Kenneth in the chat saying they said they are closer than close. So why hasn't he? Well, so wasn't he in the know about what Lamar was going through? John Harbaugh was in the know. John Harbaugh was in the know. Guys, okay, this is the other thing that I want to talk about. These guys, we forget that football players are human. Injuries have setbacks. Humans have setbacks. If any of us were out there like with a torn ACL or a torn, like it's wild to me that people expect someone. This is not Lamar, but like in general, it's wild to me like how desensitized we are to this stuff. Sometimes we're just like, oh man, this guy tore his ACL, but it's okay. He'll be back in 9 months, and that is just expected of you if you're a football player, right? That's just expected of you. But instead, you know, and if you don't, you're weak. You're not worth the money they're paying you, which is just dumb because you just went out there and tore out your knee. You're trying to go to rehab. It's the Andrew Luck argument, and that argument always pissed me off. And respectfully, it always pissed me off because Andrew Luck gave his body for the Indianapolis Colts until he absolutely could not because he was tired of being in that rehab room. It hurt him physically. It hurt him mentally. And at a certain point, you're done with it. We forget that these people are humans too. And humans, when they're rehabbing, can have setbacks, people. The body doesn't always heal right. If any of you guys have ever had a real injury in your life, then you know that. I'm just saying. It's dumb. I just, whatever. Sean in the chat says, LOL, this is the playoffs. There's no reason he can't make the trip. He knows he's not playing. He hasn't made the trip for any road games, Sean. I don't know what you want. Kenneth in the chat says he would have been better on throws at the end of the game. Yes, he would have. Champagne Poppy is in the chat. Drake says these problems won't go away until John Harbaugh is gone. People forget that these injuries can cause serious trauma and depression too. Absolutely. Like I hate the fact that. All right, people commoditize football players already enough. I hate the fact that they're like we literally treat them as pawns or sometimes like these are people and they're making a lot of money. Yes, they're also people who put their bodies on the line every week. I just cannot I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of the BS, guys. I'm sick of the media lies. I'm sick, like ESPN's, and they're gonna run this story. I'm not gonna watch any of the clips. Don't send me any of the clips. ESPN's gonna run the story. Lamar Jackson, he's gonna, he's done with the Ravens. Gonna be interesting to see what his future is after that. Like Joe Buck's gonna do that tomorrow when he's running down the games. Who cares, man? Who cares? Champagne Poppy in the chat says, this one dude in the NBA just retired 2 seasons in because how depressed it made him. Yeah. It's not an easy life. JJ in the chat says, nothing changes there until the philosophy changes in Baltimore. Getting rid of Giro doesn't solve all the issues. I agree with that. Getting rid of Greg Roman doesn't solve all the issues. Number one, we got to get a better training staff because the injuries are a lot. Like, God bless those people for what the work they do in trying to help. But, like, we need to upgrade that a little bit. More so, though, John Harbaugh really needs to take a look at his clock management, man. His clock management, game management, he really needs to take a look at it and understand moments. Like there have been so many times over the past few years where I'm just like, John, what are you doing? I remember when that Miami game happened earlier on in the year. I was sitting watching the game with my friend, screaming at the top of my lungs, the TV in this restaurant, just going, "What are you doing, John?" And just screaming because I'm like, John, why are we throwing the ball when we're up by this much? Let's run the ball. Nope. Let's not run the clock out. Champagne Poppy in the chat says, that's exactly why we start off with Harbaugh and strengthening coaching. I'm honestly like, okay, again, never been one of those guys who's like, fire John Harbaugh, all that stuff, right? But I'm also like, let's look and see if something better comes up. But John Harbaugh is still one of the better coaches in the NFL. Like, Special teams coordinator or not, Champagne Papi, still one of the better coaches in the NFL. Guys, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm gonna be doing more of these real take flock talks throughout the season or throughout the off season. Now, fudge me. I also do live streams for the playoff games and things like that. If you're a wrestling fan, by the way, go over and check out Real Take Wrestling, youtube.com/Real Take Wrestling for all your wrestling related needs. Back to the Ravens. I mean, injuries also didn't help this year. Obviously, Lamar's the big one, but we had our entire receiving core basically decimated. I mean, our top 2 receivers and Devin Duvernay and Rashad Bateman both went down with big injuries, and it just hurt. It hurt. We got Kenise in the chat. My glasses are being weird right now. Kenise in the chat saying, Ojabo over Pickens still seems crazy. I mean, in retrospect, yeah. Kenise in the chat says, looking ahead, will the Ravens go wide receiver with their first pick? I don't know. It hasn't worked out so far when we've done it. Every first-round wide receiver we pick ends up being injury-prone, right? Think about it. Go back to it. Mark Clayton, injury-prone. Back in, when we pick him? 2006? Yeah, 2006. Mark Clayton, injury-prone. Rashad Perriman, injury-prone. Hollywood Brown, iffy, dropping, a little injury-prone, but drops a lot of passes. Who else? It was obviously Rashad Bateman, a little injury prone. Hey, look, I'm down with getting a Torrey Smith, a guy we can get in the second round. I will say this: we do need a target though. I still think I as much as I like Odafe Owe, I'm just dumbfounded we didn't trade up in 2020 to get Devontae Smith. I'm dumbfounded. I'm still dumbfounded at that. Champagne Papi says, knowing Ravens, they'll go DB. That sounds about right. Either DB. Yeah, this does. This fits a DB year vibe. I don't even know why that's right, but it is. This is a big DB year vibe. Second, definitely second. Our asses would go secondary 2 years in a row. Watch us, watch us trade down in the second round and pick 2 defensive linemen. That's the most Ravens thing to ever happen. That would be the most Ravens thing to ever happen. Clarence in chat says Ravens make things so hard to score compared to other teams. That's always the thing, right? That was always the thing with Joe Flacco, and today it was the thing. I mean, we should have won this game. We had all the opportunities in the world and then some to win this game. We just did not make it happen. We made it harder on ourselves. Clarence says pass rushers first. See, yeah. Then we always whiff on those. It's the 6th round. Those 6th round pass rushers, that's where the Ravens hit gold. We suck with it. We always suck with our offensive. I mean, we suck at getting offensive talent anyway. But we don't strike as much gold in the first few rounds as we do in the third. We live in the 3rd to 6th round. Though that is our bread and butter. The Ravens will pick multiple Pro Bowlers this year between the 3rd and 6th rounds. Yeah. Oh man. Alex says John Harbaugh is a stupid coach. You can make the argument, and you might be right. I'm sad. I'm big sad right now, guys. I am big sad. Anyway, I don't even know, guys. If you guys have questions, put them in the chat. If you guys want to make sure your question gets read out on the air, leave a super chat. Hit that like button. I don't know. I'm just dumbfounded here. Dumbfounded. We had 2 timeouts. Why did you just call a timeout with a minute left, John? That's all. Johnny. Come on. Clarence in the chat says, yep, Ravens better with later picks for sure. Yeah, I mean, we only have 1 pick this year, right? In the first round. Why do I feel like we gave our first round pick away? I hope we didn't. I'd be big mad if we did that. No, cool. It was our 2nd round pick, right? Because we traded that for Roquan Smith. Oh yeah. I don't care what anyone says. That was great. That was a great trade. Since we don't have a second round pick, I could 100% see the Ravens trading back for 2. Yep, that sounds like a Ravens thing to do. Denise in the chat says Hamilton seems like he's going to be a good player. A lot of people were ragging on him early on, but I said, give him time. He will adjust. He's going to be a really good player for the Ravens for the next few years. He's going to be really good. Like, again, remember, this guy's like 22 years old. Like, he's a young kid. Ed Reed wasn't Ed Reed. And I'm not saying that he's going to be Ed Reed, but good to great players weren't good to great players until they adjusted to the game. And he will adjust. Trust me. And he is adjusting. Kyle Hamilton today had a big play on that fumble. Like, he's 21 years old. He's 21 years old. People were already writing him off. I'm just like, guys. On some Aaron Rodgers, isn't it? RELAX. Relax. Denise in the chat says Jim Harbaugh did a similar thing. Yeah, man. The Harbaughs and their time management. Interesting. He did do the same. I thought I was having deja vu with this because of John Harbaugh just being John Harbaugh. And I was like, John Harbaugh does this. But at the same time, I'm like, man, there's something else. There's something extra about this deja vu. That's what it was. Because Michigan did do that in the semifinal, didn't they? Damn shame. Damn shame, the Harbaugh family. Oh, man. Guys. What a time. I don't know. If you guys have anything else you want to talk about, I'll stick around for the next few minutes or so, unless you guys really have stuff you want to talk about. If you really do, leave a chat, leave a super chat, or one of those stupid stickers or super sticker, whatever. I'll just start a poll here. Should the Ravens fire John Harbaugh? Let's see. There we go. We'll just put a yes or no here and see what you guys think after a few minutes. Yep. I mean, I'm still leaning no, guys. Honestly, I'm still leaning no because I just don't think it's. I think we'll adjust. We'll be fine. Clarence in the chat says, I think our new defensive coordinator cost up the early games, man. He did. I will say that. McDonald did really cost us in those early games, but his defense down the stretch was really good. I mean, Roquan Smith was the impact player. Like, that was the turning point when we traded for Roquan Smith. But, I mean, I think McDonald really settled in. I think he really settled in. If the Ravens replaced Giro, who would it be? I don't even know, man. Like, someone competent. I like Giro. That's the thing about Greg Roman. Greg Roman is known for doing this. Has two great to like really great years as an offensive coordinator and just kind of fizzles out. That's what he's always been known for, right? I mean, he should not be our offensive coordinator. I'm sorry. Like, I am so sorry. As far as who it should be, I wouldn't mind, honestly. Like, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't even know who's on the market. I mean, I don't think we should hire from within. I don't think we should hire from within. Like, no. Let's hold off on that. I think Zach Robinson could be a good choice. I'm just looking up some people. That's the Rams quarterback coach. I think Zach Robinson could be good. Charlie Weiss Jr. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Or Notre Dame. Tommy Reese. Can we get Tommy Reese, please? Can we get a Tommy Reese, please? I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure. Hell, maybe RG3. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw RG3's tweet today. I can't. I don't got the patience right now to pull it up. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'll just real quick. Read it out to you guys. So this was RG3 responding to Michael Vick saying that Lamar should just brace it up and go. RG3 also was like, what the hell kind of clock management is that? I agree. Anyway, earlier on today, he tweeted... did he take it down? RG3, I didn't know you did not... Weakness, RG3. Don't take that down. Okay, no, never mind. Here it is. He said the following. Anyone saying Lamar Jackson should, quote, just brace it up and go play, regardless of the extent of his knee injury, needs to get their heads out of their ass, end quote. Jay Lozano, in the chat says, saving timeouts for next season. Hey, it's what he did. It's a good one. It's what he did. Gosh darn it. 60-40 right now on the Harbaugh fired meter. We'll keep going for another few minutes on the stream and keep it going. I don't know. I mostly wanted to do this. I did this last time we were in the playoffs too. When we got beat by the Bills, and I just kind of like I just let it all out. I do feel better. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I really do feel better after just ranting for the last hour about this. See, talking it out helps. Talk to somebody. Go get therapy. It's good for you. Everyone should talk to somebody. This is my version of therapy. I don't know how healthy this legitimately is. Just letting my vulnerabilities and weaknesses out there about professional football. So who really cares? But I have enjoyed this time with you guys. It's been a fun season. It's gonna be an even more fun off season. Real Take Sports. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. I see there's 27 of you watching right now. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so more Ravens fans can check out Real Take Flock Talk exclusively here on youtube.com/Real Take Sports. So be sure to check us out. We'll be doing videos on Lamar. I'll be doing live streams like this, just highlighting some big stuff that's happening in the Ravens offseason. And yeah, man, I'm excited to do this. Not excited about this season ending the way it did, but we gave it a fight, and that's all you can say. Clarence, Denise, Jay, even Kenneth, Ryan, of course, my good friend Ryan Rutledge. O-line, aside from the center, remains a very visible problem. That right side was not great. I will say that. AJ, of course, and everyone else. Cincy, diehard Bengals fan. Cincy edits. Good to see you as well. Good to see all you guys. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for daily content, and hit that notification bell. YouTube.com/Real Take Sports. And if you're a wrestling fan, be sure to head over to YouTube.com/Real Take Wrestling for all your wrestling related needs. Until next time, everyone, thank you for sharing in my misery. Be happy, be healthy. Fly, Ravens, fly. Caw! We'll see you next time.
And insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, not likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness.